Kubleye pi baro kini kilongi kubor bam dagasngi. Menteri Rangba Kajala Meghalaya ukonrat ke sangma kajing ai jabab shiki kantin kali kinong tho kubor menta gasngi. Ula ong ba kajing ya yekren halor kajing ken Be-ain kajing tung Dewïong khamtam ha East Giant Hills kamdei banshem lamjur khamda Sngewthuh ya ka history ke imlang salang berkayo ka kajong Kajala. Luang ru ba Kajala kadania ling ba kawi ka benta ka ba ban pet no na garukam tung Dewïong tunrai shika tung Dewïong ka ba scientific bar ka bala baha da ka an. Chief Minister ula kado bala palat hendrus pa asnem ki bala let ka jing tung Dewïong ha Meghalaya ka julong kum karukam sin shar tunrai kum ki thliu khnai bat tunnel mining bala khen yikini kum ki badei ne long try hadu balawan ki jing penshidam ha kini kisnem bala len. Kalong suk ban ong menta ba kanu ka kam kalong Be-ain ong Chief Minister Rela palat asnem kani kalong tangkalenti ka jong ki pat ba ban kamai jakpo kani ka jing bam snam jong ki spa hajar ki long yeng. Ban menta hi shiteng sinya ba kadai pen ban ka kam Be-ain kalong ka jing pen kulmar ka ba kraw khamtami ki nong tung Dewïong bar ki long yeng jong ki. Ulo ong ru ba ki jing im ki kamai ka pateng bar wat ki kam bala ba pher ru ki ya bet bha ba ka jing shman jong ka kam tung Dewïong. Omdei ka basuk ban ong bet ikipat ba baka kam ka bakide lapateng mentapat omla syu. Ngimdei ban khen sting ka benta ba dei jong briu ula ban ram. Ha ka baya dei ba ka jingkhang persha Menteri Rangba ula penshai ba ka sarkar kalalong kodor ban shim yikila jingeh da persha iginu ki jingjia tung Dewïong Be-ain habla don ki jingtip ki bashai. Habadon ki jingtip ka bashai ngi register case ngi khang yiki mauyong ngi di pisa tingka balale hajar teliki FIR hakisnem balale ong Chief Minister. Ka sarkar kale ka badan kam ringi di ban Sngewthuh ru ya ka Jingeh. Chief Minister ula ong ru ba ka jingkiu shaprang sha ka scientific mining kalasdang hendrai ka shimpor na mar ki jingdon kam ki babon kum ki clearance na Ministry of Coal, Ministry of Environment CMPDI badwan na ka sarkar jilla. Ban pet shakarukom tung Dewïong scientific kamlong ke ka bala ban ja hakawi ka sngin hakawi ka snem ki pat ba ki don kam ban shimbenta ban penkiu ya ka jing start ban yo ki clearance ba pher ong Chief Minister hendrai ka thong ka shai ngila pet shaprang ula kuburu ba ki jing ja ba ki jing kin dangmi ha ka por jing pet hendrai lo ong ba ka sarkar ka pen kre ban yeng ha ka jing shisha ban perkhat lang ya ka jing im jing ba shong ba sa ling ba ka kam tung Dewïong. Ka jing tung Dewïong kalalong ka jing karshan ki long yeng la bun pateng omla ban khang no jar bat ab ba ki pat ba kin im khlem kalat ula ong ka thong jungi kalong ban poisha karukom tung Dewïong ka ba scientific ka ba shngan ki nong trai bat ka ba sumar ka mariang. Chief Minister ula pen pau ki jing kelmen ba ki banai ba ki snem ki banang ni shakmat ka jala ka na ban tei karukom tung Dewïong ka ba khun ka ba penyat de ka an bat ka bala ban penbet lang ya ka jing im la du jing ki pat ba ka jing penne mariang.
Maybe 100 times, so you can always go back to your videos and you can see two things out here. 2014 and before, for 200 years, the mining was done in the way, rat hole mining or tunnel mining, whatever you call it. And lakhs and lakhs of families were involved in this. And suddenly you come and say that, oh, the same thing which was okay and legal for 200 years is from tomorrow illegal. Obviously, it's a big shock to everybody and the people, and especially the miners. So therefore, it takes time for them to come out of that mode where livelihood is dependent, their lives, the families are dependent on that, other businesses are dependent on it. And therefore, it's not a very simple thing. Why I'm saying this is because it's very easy today just to say, oh, it's illegal. And for 200 years it was legal. And suddenly one day somebody wakes up and said, oh, it's not legal anymore, it's illegal. Question is it fair for the person who is on the ground, earning his or her livelihood and supporting his or her family, and suddenly saying that it's illegal tomorrow? But whatever it is, it was done. Now, in that whole process, all the government machinery, police, legal, everybody has been involved, the judiciary has been involved, trying to implement this mandate that was put in, which, as I said, is very complicated, keeping in mind the history of 200 years. So to answer to your question is very simple. is that whenever there have been cases where we have been given information about facts that mining has been happening, the government has acted. Thousands of cases have been filed, thousands of charge sheets have been done, and many actions and fines have been made. Many mines have been closed down. So action is happening. But as I said, one has to remember and realize, and you know, that this thing that we call illegal was legal before, and suddenly one day just get up and it says illegal. It is not so simple for people to just simply go away. For livelihood to be sustainable in the long run, alternatives have to be given to people. Now, if you want an alternative to mining, then you have to come up with scientific mining. Now, that process is on now. We are seeing that transition from rat hole mining to a scientific and a safer mining happening. Is it going to happen today, tomorrow? It can't. It takes time because people have to invest, people have to adapt, people have to file for different procedures, get the permissions from Delhi, from Coal Ministry, from CMPDIL, from Government of Meghalaya. So it is going to take time. But the important point is we are in that direction. We are moving towards that phase. And while we move and transition into a phase of having a more safer mining system and the transition of having more scientific mining system, there will be certain issues and cases that will come up. There could be certain incidents, but as a government, as I said, for us the rule of law is important, and therefore we do implement it. Whenever we get information, we act on it. We have closed down many mines, and we have filed cases against many people, and we'll continue to do that. But I think, as I said, while we look at the administrative and the legal aspect and judicial aspect to it, we also need to realize the social aspect, the livelihood aspect, and understand the humane side of why this is happening, and understand that though it is desirable to be able to completely switch off, it is practically not so simple for individuals who have been, having their livelihood dependent on the mining for hundreds of years, families and generations later, suddenly telling them that you cannot do this, you cannot live your life. I mean, you cannot, support your family through this. You have to stop this. So it is that humane side which I think the people should understand, the press should understand, and everybody involved should understand. What is important for us to see is that slowly and steadily we should find the alternative, and hopefully we'll be able to find a situation where we are able to now, in the coming days and years and months, that we'll have a safer system for the miners and a safer system for the overall environment also.
What about the